Angelic Visitation and the Mystery of Tithing. In 2008 I was invited to a province by a pastor from a church of 1,500 members. I took my plane and when I landed there, the pastor came to welcome me with his pastors, but I noticed that I was also welcomed by the protocol service of the governor of the province too. They came with the members of the local police and official security services. I saw two girls holding flowers and reciting a poem to welcome me. Many members of the church came to receive me. People in the airport thought that I was an official authority. I was then taken to the hotel. There were also members of the local police. I was surprised by this level of hospitality. I spent 1 month testifying about the Lord and angelic manifestation in that church. After 1 month of speaking in that church, I began to lose my voice. The pastor suggested that I should return to the capital for rest. But before going back, the pastor said to me, "We must bless you." "How can we bless you? Are you married?" I said, "I am engaged and I am getting married in 2 weeks' time." The pastor said, "We will be the main contributor to your marriage expenses. We will take care of all the spending." These people bought a return ticket so that I can come back after my wedding. While I was back in the capital, the pastor and the people of his church kept calling in order to bless me financially. 2 weeks later I returned in order to continue my testimony. I was in the hotel with the pastor relating to him about angelic visitations, when suddenly we felt a wind blowing in the hotel room where I was lodged. Suddenly I saw the wall of the hotel room moving. Immediately an angel of the Lord came through the wall of the room. The pastor could not see him. Immediately the angel of the Lord began to explain to me the mystery of blessing. Afterward, he disappeared, but later in the day when I was testifying in the church, suddenly I saw an angel of the Lord landing and entering the church. He was moving around in the church while I was testifying. This angel was flying in the church while I was testifying. As the angel continued to move to the church, my attention went to him. Although I continued to testify, some people began to notice that I was distracted by something. The pastor was uncomfortable because he noticed that I lacked concentration. I kept observing the angel of the Lord. However, I noticed that the angel was not allowing me to see his face. Minutes later he descended in a lower altitude and he leaned toward the people. It was then that I managed to see his face and I was able to recognize him. He was actually the angel of my church. I saw this angel in the past and I conversed with him by the permission of the Lord who was present. In every living church on the earth, the Lord has assigned a specific angel. When I watched this angel, there was eye contact between him and me. This category of this angel is called faithful. They are the keepers of the churches. When I saw him in this church, I wondered. I said that this is the angel of my church. What is he doing here in this church in this province? Then I saw this angel hovering above the church and then he spread his arms. I was observing every move he was making. Suddenly I observed a very intense light that began to shine and to flow from his bosom. This intense light and its rays that were flowing and emanating from his bosom began to disperse and fill the whole church. Every member of this church was illuminated by rays of light from this angel. This was happening while I was delivering my testimony in the church. When I finished testifying, the angel of the Lord disappeared. The following day I was in the hotel when the pastor came to see me. He said, "Man of God, you were not focused throughout the whole testimony." I began to relate to the pastor what I saw during the delivery of my message, and while we were talking, we began to feel a wind blowing in the hotel room. Suddenly I saw the angel of the Lord entering the hotel room where we were. He told me, "Yesterday I hid my face. It is me. My name is Faithful." I was about to ask him about what happened yesterday in the service. Immediately he answered my thought. The angel of the Lord said, "I am the keeper of your church. That is why you are wondering why I am here. I am here because of the hospitality and the way they were taking care of you. Your church in the capital has never done that to you. As you know, we are sent to churches all over the world to keep them and to bless them. Therefore I was ordered by the one who lives forever to transfer the blessings of your members to this church because of the treatment and hospitality rendered to you. They have appropriated the blessings of your church because of the manner they have treated you. That is why you saw me releasing blessings on them. While I was talking to this angel, The pastor was observing me talking to an empty space. Then the angel said to me, every time people asked God for money or material things, you must understand that when God answers your prayers, these blessings come to us. The angels of the churches, we are the managers of the blessings of the churches. We are called faithful and we release the blessings only to the believers that are faithful. We are faithful. Understand that this is about principle because we are called faithful. We only bless those who are faithful to God. The angel said, if you are not faithful to what belongs to God, we will not be faithful to you. Understand that the man of God belongs to God himself. When he delivers the word to the church must be faithful in terms of their obligations to him. It is only when the people are faithful to the man of God that is feeding them the word that we the angels of the churches become faithful to these people. It is in that moment that we release the blessings. People of God must learn to honor and fulfill their obligations toward the man who has released the anointing and the word from God to them. That's when we are called to act in terms of blessings. The angel said, I have been keeping so many blessings in my hands, but considering that you are not blessed and valued by your own congregation, I kept these blessings, and because of the hospitality you received here, I had to release these blessings in this church because they have treated you accordingly. The people in your church have impoverished themselves. Then the angel disappeared. When I was about to leave this province, I was offered the official protocol service and security to accompany me to the airport. There was a lot of honor. I was treated like a special guest of honor. I was sad about my church, so I decided to have an open conversation with everybody in the church. The people kept asking me what to do.